Hello everyone, welcome to the Economy Primer series of Drishti IS. I am Ritu and today we are going to discuss very important topic of economy, which is the economics of cricket. So last 2 days were very difficult for Indians, that millions of heart have broke because India lost the World Cup. But is it true for the Indian economy that Indian economy as at stake or as it lost because of the cricket? No, the Indian economy has saw the boom because of the cricket, and many sectors like tourism sector, broadcasting sector, food sectors has saw the boom, and because of that our Indian economy is in a very good position, especially because of the cricket and other sports. So that's why this topic is relevant and we have chosen this topic. And being a citizen of this country and being a aware aspirant, you must know that what economic impacts we have for any events which is happening in country or in the world arena. So that's why this topic has been chosen. Moving to the points of discussion part. So first of all, we are going to discuss that why this topic is into the discussion, and then we are going to discuss what are the contribution of GDP we have in terms of the cricket, then job creation, then infrastructure development, tax revenue, case study of World Cup 2023, and then practice question for prelims and mains. So moving to the discussion part. So we have taken few cutouts of the newspaper and what these cutouts says. So cricket to boost India's economy, the impact of cricket on the economy, particularly in cricket loving nations. So here there is a case study of the cricket loving nations, how the ICC Cricket World Cup B benefit the Indian economy, economics in the field, the cricket industry. So what all these cutouts suggest that, these topics are widely discussed, and in terms of economy sector, this topic is very much relevant because it's very important to know that if anything is happening in your country, what is the economic cost of that thing? What are the benefits we have? What are the loopholes we have in the cricket governance and other sporting events? So here we have taken cricket as an example, but all these theories apply to other sports events also. We have taken cricket as an example because cricket is widely loved in our country and its viewership is increasing day by day. So that's why we have chosen the cricket, but it applies to other sports as well who has a huge number of viewership, just like football all over the world. So moving towards the next slide. Next slide is about what is the contribution of GDP we have in the cricket. So the cricket industry has a significant impact in the GDP, and it is estimated that it will contribute around 1% of the country's GDP. And we will also discuss that what is the contribution of cricket in India's GDP. So this time 2023 World Cup, it has been estimated that it will contribute, or it has contributed 0.048% of the India's overall GDP. So in a way, we can see that how a single sport is affecting India's GDP and how it is benefiting India's different sectors. Because why we have more concerned about the cricket, because this time India has hosted the World Cup, and last time also India has hosted, like in 2011 also, and in 1987 also. But India has not solely hosted, he has contributed along with the other nation. But this time India has solely hosted the World Cup, and which has seen a very positive development like construction of various stadiums, job creation. So that's why this topic becomes very much important. So moving towards the next slide. Next slide is about job creation. So job creation is an important part of any GDP or any economy. So how much it has impacted on the job creation? So you must know that because of the hosting of the Cricket World Cup, so we have constructed and we have upgraded various stadiums, and ICC and BCCI has spent a lot in the upgrading of the stadium. So when you need more people for stadium construction, upgradation of stadium, so that has created many jobs in terms of the construction sectors, in terms of the food sector, in terms of the tourism sector. So in a way, it has created plenty of the jobs. But we have to also look that, whatever the jobs it has been creating, that are not permanent in nature. Most of the jobs are belongs to the lower strata or medium strata. So here there is a lack that, what if, suppose that if you are constructing a stadium in a city, or if you are upgrading a city, if you are renovating a stadium, so you need construction worker, and suppose that if you are building a hotels and if you are building any kind of facility related to the cricket, so you need persons to maintain that kind of the facility. But whatever the nature of the job, they are very temporary in nature. So a stadium takes 2-3 months to upgrade or renovate, so that workers are given only jobs for 2-3 months. So these are the temporary nature of the work, but temporary it had benefited, and it had benefited to their economic growth. So on a positive line, on a silver lining, we can see that yes, it has benefited many economies, it had benefited many persons, but we should always analyze the other side of the coin, that the jobs are not permanent in nature. So moving towards the next slide. Next slide is related to the infrastructure development. So we already had discussed that because of the hosting and because of IPL season also, India is the country which has attracted huge IPL viewers, and so many big cricketers took part in the IPL, and because of that a cricketing field has been emerged as a permanent field. So we have discussed about that, all those works are temporary in nature, but due to the presence of IPL in our country, the works are becoming little permanent in nature, because IPL run around 1 and 5 months or 2 months. So for those 2 months, you need water boy, you need support staff for your players, you need support staff, you need cook for the canteens, you need safai karamchari for the various places. So in that way, they are providing jobs, but it is providing little base to all those employers and employees, but still it is not permanent in nature. On the other hand, we had also the promotion of small medium industries, enterprises, and we can see that not only stadiums, hotels and food sectors are booming, various merchandise sectors are also booming. Just as suppose that we have hosted World Cup here, and we have seen that huge crowds has gathered in the stadium in support of their country. So suppose that in Narendra Modi Stadium around 1.3 lakh people have been gathered. So most of them have purchased the jersey of Indian cricket team and or a particular player. So that has boosted the apparel or garment industry as well. Different kind of props they have used, different kind of placards they have used, different kinds of food preferences they have. So in that way, it is promoting various small medium enterprises, and it is not just related to the construction of stadium or construction of hotels or food industry. It is also related to the other sector, where the marginalized sectors also get their job. Suppose that if any clothing industry is booming, the weavers will get much benefited. The workers, the low ground workers will get much benefited. So it is not just impacting the upper strata, it is also impacting the lower strata. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about tax revenues. So tax revenue has been generated a lot by broadcasting on the television, by streaming on the live telecast such as Hotstar, Jio Cinema. So IPL has been broadcasted or streamed at a Jio Cinema in free. So suppose that so many population are watching IPL in free in the Jio Cinema. So this time also Hotstar has broadcasted in free, especially on the mobile. But for the laptops, you need to recharge. And also television industry has also seen the broadcast, and this time Star Sports has won the Global Star supporting rights, and till 2027 Star Sports has this authority that it can stream any kind of the cricket or any kind of the match which is happening all over the world. So in that way, because of the huge viewership, because of the huge market, Star Sports, and because of its huge market value, Star Sports has backed this kind of the opportunity. Eventually it is an Indian merchandise and it is an Indian enterprises, so it is benefiting our economy also. And about 75% of the viewership of the major cricket tournament still comes from the television. So here television plays a very important part, and many of the viewership here we can see that about 75%. It means that only 25% are watching on Hotstar and various other live streaming platform, but most of the population still depend on the television. So this sector has also seen a very boom in this area. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about case study of World Cup 2023. So we had already discussed various sectors. One sector is food and beverages industry, and it has been estimated that because of the World Cup happening in various cities, and it has happened in 10 stadiums, and because of that the cities has seen 52 weeks high number of rates of the hotel prices, the food industry. So you can see that how much they are benefiting to all this tourism industry. And if any tourist is traveling to the country, they are not just limited to the cricket stadium, they also watch various monuments, they also see your culture. So in that way, it is not just related to the cricket stadium and cricket clothing, it is also that they are, if any match is happening in Delhi, they are also going to watch Qutub Minar, they are also going to watch Red Fort. So in that way, your tourism sector is also booming. They are tasting different kind of local food, so the local area is also booming because of various number of tourists. And we have seen that most of the tourists in India have come from the UK, Australia. So we have attracted large number of tourists from the European countries and the Australian. So we can see that, you know, this is a very positive sign for Indian economy. Coming to the online gaming, so online gaming is a new trend in terms of any sports, and especially in the cricket, because it is a very prolonged game and it happens around 1 and 5 months. So it has boosted various online platforms, but it has also various loopholes, and it is not just impacting economy in a good way, it is also impacting economy in a bad way, because so many good money which are required for any good work, they are invested on online gaming platform. So in that way, we are also losing, but this sector has given a new hope for the youngsters, and so many youngsters are earning a lot and they are generating lots of tax revenue from this online gaming platform. Similarly, we have already discussed that how much tourism sector has boomed, how much broadcasting sector has boomed because of the World Cup 2023. So here there is a data that revenues of online gaming industry grew by 35% from 101 billion in 2021. And it is expected that it will grow by the end of 2023 by 167 billion. So in 2 years, what we have seen that from 101 billion, we have traveled to the journey of 167 billion, which is a very huge amount or huge money in terms of only 2 years. So we can see that how online gaming sector is booming the economy, not just the Indian economy, also the Western economy. And here there is a data of UK Gambling Commission. So when there was a soccer matches, we have seen that, you know, approximately 1.2 billion was wagered in the UK on the World Cup matches. So when there was a FIFA match is happening, so around euro $1 billion was wagered. So this is also a huge amount of money in terms of the online sector. Moving towards the next slide. Next slide is the practice question for prelims. Consider the following statement regarding Public Gambling Act 1867. So this act is applicable in India, and here are the few provisions of this act. And the first statement goes to, it prohibits visiting gambling houses, and the second statement goes to, the penalty could be ₹200 and imprisonment up to 3 months. Here they are asking the correct statement, so you have to answer in the comment section. Moving towards the mains question. So sports has the ability to create jobs. Discuss the loopholes in the sports governance. So first, what you have to do, that how sports sector has boomed in the country and how we have created various sports culture in our country. So first you have to give background that earlier so many people doesn't know about the Olympics, Commonwealth Games, Asian Games, and also the football matches, hockey matches. So India has created that kind of ambience and that kind of environment where other sports are also promoted and people are becoming more aware about the sports culture, and they are investing a lot to the sports arena. So in that way you can give background about the sports arena. However, in conclusion, you have to write the loopholes related here, that how they have ability to create jobs. So we already had discussed that suppose that if any match is happening in the country, so the various stadiums are upgraded, so they need construction worker. Various different kind of stadiums are building in the country. So we already have various cricket stadiums, but we don't have much stadium for other sports games. And if India is going to host Olympics in 2036, then India should develop infrastructure like that. We had hosted Commonwealth Games, and because of the Commonwealth Games, we have created very good infrastructure, especially in Delhi. So in terms of that, it has benefited the economy, it has benefited the infrastructure development of any country. And all those stadiums, all those cricketing grounds, all those playgrounds are still used by the Indians. so that because of various hosting, because of all these things, we are creating various jobs. We are creating job for the construction worker, we are creating job for the apparel designer, we are creating job for the tourism sector, we are creating job for the safai karamchari. So in all way we are creating jobs for every strata. We need people for the event management. So all these sectors which are booming because of the sports. But here comes to the sports governance. So do we have an efficient sports governance in our country? So first what you have to do, that you have to write down that what is the government initiative regarding this. So first we have this Khelo India, and then we have National Sports Olympic Garden. So these are the initiatives we have in terms of the sports governance, and we have a separate ministry for the sports, and we have a separate minister for that thing. And whenever we see that whenever our champions are winning the trophy and they are returning to India, the sports minister is always there to encourage them. The PM also lauds through the Twitter and various Facebook posts. So in that way they are encouraging the sports culture, and they are also boosting the sports governance. But here is a loopholes come. So what loopholes we have, that we are a population of around 1.4 billion, but because of huge population and we have a very huge youth crowd, we are not able to achieve required or desired amount of the Olympic medals. We are very good at crickets, and because cricket has been historically promoted in our country, and there are various provisions for the cricket, the players are paid nicely and they have been given equal very good recognition. But in terms of the other plays like hockey, badminton and other sectors, what we have seen, that only few players have been given the recognition. Overall, the whole, if you watch the whole players, they are not given the recognition. They don't have a separate pay structure for that. Suppose that if any person has won the medal for their country or won the medal for their state, there should be a separate kind of pay structure for them. Suppose that if anyone is a state level athlete, if anyone is a national level athlete, or suppose that if anyone is an international level athlete, there should be a definite pay structure for them. Many times we have heard that that person has earned so much medals for our country, but that because of the lack of funds and because of the ignorance by the government of India, the person is indulged in a menial jobs. So we should not have such kind of examples, especially for our athletes. And their economic condition should not be ignored. If they have won medal for the country and if they are contributing to the sports structure of the country, their economic structure and their economic condition should be taken care of. And we should promote other sports also. And India should definitely focus on developing sports infrastructure, especially for the Olympic Games we have. Definitely we are progressing in terms of Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games, Asian Games. We have done a good job, but the results are not enough according to the population, according to the strengths we have. So we have to work accordingly, and government of India should pay their fixes and should also appoint various coaches, various mentors, and they should be also promoted. So there should be a nexus between the post coaches, mentors, players and the supporting staffs, and they should be all paid nicely, and there should be a separate structure for them. So in that way we can improve our sports governance, and we can also boom our economy related to the sports. And if we will coordinate in that manner, so we will not earn through just cricket, we will earn through the other games as well. So in that way the economy will be also in a good condition. I hope you like this lecture. If you have any query related to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.